fanfare of fall is all around us. From multicolored autumn leaves to neighborhood bonfires to the sound of the high school band practicing in the distance. It's easy to be a fan of this season, and it's easy to be a fan of the Mount Prospect Park District, with more than 1,000 programs for all ages and interests. With 31 parks ablaze with fall color, athletic fields filled with soccer and football games and cheering fans, preschool and after-school programs making fans of grateful parents. Today on Inside the Park, we will recognize our fans as we look at some of our most popular program areas. So let's celebrate Fall Fanfare. Our largest area of fans here at the Mount Prospect Park District has to be athletics. From youth to adult, there's something for everyone. And joining me now is Jason Hickman, the athletic manager here at the Park District. And Jason, let me start out by welcoming you to the Mount Prospect community as you're relatively new in this position.
Thank you. Yes, I've been with the Mount Prospect Park District for about 4.5 months. I've worked in the Park District setting for almost 20 years, and coming back to Mount Prospect, where I actually lived when I first moved to the Chicago area after college, was a very exciting opportunity. Really excited about the athletic programs. We've got great programs in place, and just learning more about the community and the participants that we serve.
So you were a fan of the Park District, now you work here. Let's talk a little bit about fall sports. What are some of the things we offer?
Well, we just started our fall baseball and softball program on Saturday the 19th. We've got over 400 kids in the program this year, which is really exciting. We're up over 100 kids this fall. We had a great spring-summer season, and the fall, it's blown away our expectations. That's
amazing, because when you think baseball and softball, some people think it ends with summer, but kids who are involved in that can participate longer.
They can, and it's a modified schedule. The boys play on Saturdays, the girls play on Sundays, so it allows them to participate in other activities as well. We have a youth soccer program that'll be beginning very soon that serves both youth boys and girls. And there's also football opportunities with some of our affiliate groups, which we have very strong partnerships with.
And what about adults? Softball is big in the fall for adults.
Absolutely. We run and offer adult softball leagues, adult basketball, and adult volleyball. Once the seasons change and the weather starts to cool down, the activities begin to start moving back indoors. So just kind of prepares us, gets us ready for the winter, which is right around the corner.
Let's talk a little bit why sports is important, especially for parents. As they get the kids settled in back to school, they might be looking for opportunities for them to get rid of that energy. Why should they become involved in sports here at the Park District?
Well, I think youth athletics in general there's a lot of things that make them important for kids or their families. It keeps them active. It's a healthy lifestyle. I think that they can learn a lot of different things, the same types of things that parents are trying to teach them or your teachers try to teach them. There's responsibility, there's a work ethic. You're part of a team. You've got to work hard to improve your skills, showing up on time. There's a lot of different things that I think give young people those core responsibilities and just help them learn and grow. My biggest thing is being active and being involved.
What's your favorite sport?
Ooh, that's a tough question. I'll go season to season.
Okay.
I'm really into baseball right now. Obviously, I'm a fan of professional baseball. I really enjoy soccer. I watch a lot of soccer. My kids are involved in soccer as well. I can't say I have a favorite. In the winter, it'll be basketball.
Of course, of course. Do we see any trends? You mentioned baseball registration is up, which is great. Do we see any trends as far as registration? Some sports, are they more popular and then maybe they dip a little and then they come back up, or do things remain pretty steady?
It has varied throughout my career, community to community, but right now baseball is on the rise. Nationwide. You could expect it in the Chicago area, obviously with the success the Cubs had last year.
And we won't mention he's a Cardinals fan.
Well, I'm originally from the St. Louis area, so kind of goes with the territory. Baseball and softball, softball is pretty much kind of stayed online, not much up or down.
Okay.
Baseball has seen some growth. Overall, with the youth baseball and softball program, we were up almost 100 participants this year.
Great. If people want more information on what we have here to offer at the Park District, how do they get a hold of you?
Email is usually the quickest. You know, there's a lot of information that we're uploading to our Team Sideline website, and essentially what that does is it provides people with schedules, information about the upcoming leagues, and some of those frequently asked questions. You know, we're able to communicate with more people through that medium than obviously we can individually.
One thing we should remind parents, especially when it comes to athletics, they need to look ahead a little bit as far as registration goes. For example, now we're holding registration for basketball, which will take place in the winter.
Yeah, that's a great point. You know, registration is going to be ongoing for the next probably month or so, and then we start our administrative process of putting teams together, finding coaches, and you know, doing the behind-the-scenes work. That's where all of the scheduling is done, practice times, finding those volunteer coaches, and just the overall organization.
So we're talking about Fall Fanfare in this show, fans of the Park District. What have your observations been of the parents, the adults, the participants in these programs that are fans of the Park District while they are participants and beyond?
You know, it's a very active community. The athletic programs, which I can speak to, have strong participation. You tend to see a lot of the volunteer coaches, parents, go from season to season, sport to sport. It's a lot of the same names that you see and a lot of the same faces, which is great. We're always looking for new and more coaches. You know, it's some parents probably think it's more work than it actually is. It's really just getting the team organized and getting to that first practice. Things kind of take care of themselves once you get that initial organization done. And there's some tricks that we'd be happy to share in getting new coaches moving down that road.
Well, once again, welcome to the Mount Prospect Park District, Jason. If you need any other information about the athletic programs here at the Mount Prospect Park District, log on to our website, mppd.org. We've moved over to the pool here at Recplex, and you might be wondering why we would be standing outside the pool for a fall show. But we're actually prepping for the fall season right now, doing the annual maintenance here at the pool, because it's going to be a busy fall season in aquatics. I have Tiffany Barson, the aquatics coordinator and head swim team coach, joining me now. Let's talk about it. I think, you know, every time we talk about summer, people think about the pool, but fall is a busy time as well.
Oh, absolutely. We're still learning how to swim. We still have swim team. There's aqua fitness, and we also have our specialty classes going on.
Well, let's talk about swim team a little bit. We're fans, at least all of us here at the Park District, of the swim team. They had a busy summer with us, and we thoroughly enjoyed working with them. They helped us out on the 4th of July parade. They helped us out on movie night. Talk a little bit about how that program has developed and grown.
Certainly we're working to bring a little more fun to the team, as opposed to just swimming, coming in, swimming lap after lap. So it was nice to be part of those special events and bring a little more fun. In the fall, in October, we like to bob for apples in the pool. We do a picture day where they all come in and have their pictures taken, and then we have a fun practice. So we try to incorporate some fun into the team.
So we have a summer season for swim team, and we also have a fall season. How long does that run?
The fall season starts in October and runs out into the second week in March.
So it's a long season.
It is a long season.
So let's talk a little bit about the particulars as far as what's involved with being a member of the swim team.
Well, the swim team meets about 5 times a week. The practice varies amongst the age group. We participate in 8 regular swim meets in a season. 4 we schedule here at Recplex and 4 we travel to. At the end of the season, we have 2 championship meets, a divisional meet and a conference championship meet to end up the season.
And we've been doing pretty good, if I do say so myself.
We have. Our division has won. We have won the last 3 seasons, 3 winter seasons.
But who's counting? So we should mention our swim team is called the Sharks, so people can look for that. We have a flag even hanging in the pool, right,
Absolutely.
with their mascot. Wonderful. Why is the swim team experience important to kids? Why are you a fan of the swim team?
I love seeing what it can do for kids. It builds their self-confidence, they develop friendships that are lifelong, and I've seen it happen time and time again. I've seen kids walk into the pool and they can barely make it across the length of the pool, and they finish the season at one of our championship meets. So I'm excited and I'm a fan of their improvement.
Is swimming sort of becoming more popular? Like if you look at the schools, many of the high schools didn't have pools now, and now we have great pools for them to utilize. This is something that they can start with us when they're younger and can take them through their high school and collegiate experience.
Absolutely, and beyond. I mean, they can go on to swim in master's programs all the way up. We have a coach that works for us part-time that is still a master swimmer. He swam over the summer in a national meet in 16 different events.
So if parents want their children to get involved in swim team, how should they begin?
Certainly they should start off with swim lessons, and our swim lessons will take you up to a point where you'll be ready for swim team. However, because we're kind of a beginner swim team and not super duper competitive, if you don't make it through all the levels in swim team, you can still be successful in our swim team program.
So if people want to get their child involved in swim team, what should they do?
Certainly the best place to start out is with our swim lessons, and we have the Shark Swim Academy. The youngest kids start in the goldfish, and the older kids finish up in the sharks.
Now, if I'm a fan of swimming, I'm an adult, but I haven't been in the pool a while, or I haven't taken lessons in a long time, what should I do, or what does the Park District have to offer our adult swimmers that are looking to dive back in?
We have two adult classes, actually. We have one that's geared towards people who have a fear of water, and then we have one geared towards people who are ready to get back in the water. We have an excellent adult instructor who teaches all of those classes, and she also does private lessons on the side.
So that's for swimming, but if adults are also looking to get fit this fall, they can check out our aqua fitness classes.
Absolutely, our aqua fitness classes. And you can purchase those on a swipe card basis and come to class whenever you want. We have at least 21 classes to choose from.
Oh wow, that's great. So if people want more information on our swim lesson program, on our swim team, or any of our adult programming, simply refer to our website at www.mppd.org. Thanks, Tiffany. I'd say we'd go for a swim and you can show me what to do, but today's probably not the right day to do it.
Couple weeks, it'll be crystal clear.
Walking through Central Community Center in the fall, you will notice our inline rink busy with skating participants in our inline hockey program. Thankfully today, I am not on skates. We are standing on the rink and I'm here with Joe Marchesotto to talk about the inline program. So Joe, explain to me, what is inline hockey?
Okay, so Cheryl, this is a little bit different than the traditional ice hockey setting. If you take a look around, we're still on a rink.
Right.
You'll see boards, you'll see glass, and instead of the ice, what we do is we replace it with tile.
Okay.
So the equipment is a little bit different. The players would use skates with rubber wheels, and the rubber wheels are specifically designed to this surface, so they're able to stop on a dime once they practice. Other than that, it's a little warmer.
Okay.
We play 4-on-4 instead of 5-on-5. We do use our own rule book here. It's the Roller Hockey Alliance rule book. It's roller hockey, not ice hockey.
Okay.
But there's more similarities than differences for those who don't know.
Excellent. So we should say too, I've told people sometimes, oh, I work at Central Community Center, and they say, oh, that's where the roller rink is. This is not a roller rink.
This is an inline hockey rink. So we have our benches, we have our boards, we have our scorekeeper box, we have our penalty boxes. This is very similar to an ice hockey rink. You'll notice that while it is very colorful, we have our face-off circles, we do face-offs. It's everything about hockey, just a little bit warmer.
I like it. I like it. So we have leagues, we have classes. Let's just talk a little bit about what do the leagues, age groups do the leagues span, and what's involved in our leagues?
Okay, well, before our leagues, our programming actually starts around the ages of 3 or 4.
Really?
They can come out and they can do floor hockey here. So that's a beginner level class, obviously, but it's just something to give them a little bit of a taste of the inline hockey. So they're out here, they're on the surface, and they're still working on the skill building, but they're not necessarily on skates yet. After about a year, like 5, 6. We'll get them in our beginner skills programming, which does involve skates. And we'll start with some very basic beginner skills, moving from this end of the rink to that end of the rink, working on your edges, because just because it is roller hockey doesn't mean that there is definitely a technique to the skating.
Okay.
Similar to ice hockey, but a little bit different and still something you have to get a feel for out here.
And we have a lot of kids that have been with our program throughout the years. It's a progressive nature.
Yes.
And this can take you through high school and beyond.
Correct. So just after our beginner skills, we start our mites division, which is 8 and unders. We have our squirts, 10 and unders, peewees, 12 and unders, and bantams, 14 and under. After that, if they'd like to continue, we offer a high school division. Very popular, and at that level, it is getting more competitive. So the high school age kids are really into it. They have competition. At that point, they're able to sort of select their own squad where they can play with their friends, not necessarily your traditional park district setting for other sports.
Okay.
It's something that they do and like to do.
I can imagine. And we also have tournaments. We have our leagues, but they usually culminate with tournaments. Tell me about those.
So we have 3 tournaments a year. We have Turkey Cup, which is Thanksgiving weekend. We have Clover Cup, which is St. Patrick's Day weekend. And then we have our Rollapalooza, which is our summer tournament, usually end of July. Those tournaments are open tournaments. You don't have to play necessarily in our league to enter a team in. It's Ironman format, so 4 skaters, 1 goalie. We call it Ironman because there are no subs. You have no one on your bench there, you have no one on your bench there. It is a test of endurance.
Wow.
Now the games are a little bit shorter, but there are no substitutions. It is an ongoing game time play scenario. So it is a test of endurance. However, when our participants win that, they do get their name on our trophy, which is displayed here at the rink. There are individual awards, and we do name an MVP for each division, a most valuable player.
And so people, that is a broader experience. There's people in our league and people outside of our league that participate in the tournaments, correct?
So that could be anywhere from our younger divisions, which are 7, 8-year-olds, all the way into our adult division.
Wow, that's awesome. One thing I got to see, and I think it really helped put roller hockey in perspective, is we've had college teams come practice here when they've been at regional tournaments.
Yes. So we are in communication with a couple of those organizations. When we're close enough, when we're near something that's regional, they like to come here and use our rink for 2 reasons. 1 is convenience, 2 is quality. We have one of the nicest rinks in the game. Our rink is well kept, our rink is clean, and you can expect that if you come out here, the rink is not going to affect your game positively or negatively. This is a neutral surface where you can play competitively or at a beginner level.
Wow. Okay, so if somebody is interested, they're watching here today, they've seen information in our brochure, they don't need to, we will help them get involved no matter what their skating ability is, correct?
Correct.
And do we have equipment for those beginners to start to rent and to borrow while they develop their skills? Yes,
so I'm a #1 advocate for tasting the sport. If someone wants to come in and try out inline hockey, that is something I completely support. We have plenty of equipment that is property of the Park District that I suit the new students up, the new players up in. So they can come out at evaluations. If they've never played before, they get here just a little bit early, and either myself or one of my staff members will get these players suited up and ready to go.
We've been talking about the show about Fall Fanfare. Talk to me about inline hockey fans, especially the parents who bring their kids to the rink a couple times a weekend, who are very supportive of our program.
So the greatest part about our program is the community that we've built within this. Now, all of our practices and all of our games and all of our tournaments happen right here where we're standing. We get a lot of the same customers around. So what's nice is you see a lot of familiar faces when you come in here. You definitely know person A, person B, hey, how's it going? Oh, you guys are eating breakfast again over here. Coffee for me, breakfast for you. It's really quite a community when you come in. So we get to know what we can expect each day. All of our games are played on Saturdays, so sometimes, especially when we have tournaments, people get a little extra excited because it's not just a tournament where, you know, I know like my team and maybe him over there and maybe her over there, but it's, you know what, this is the community. Let me grab the crock pot. Let me grab all of our signs that we can decorate and we can cheer on our teams. It really is just like a great event almost every Saturday here.
That is awesome. So I have to ask you, wrapping up, why are you a fan of inline hockey?
I'm very passionate about the sport and about this place. I grew up playing inline hockey right here where we're standing. I've been working for the Mount Prospect Park District with the hockey program that I now facilitate for over 12 years now. This is a sport that not that many people know about. You know, it's an awesome, awesome sport, a great alternative to ice hockey. What many people with a misconception about inline hockey is just because you play inline hockey, you're not going to be 100% successful on ice. That is a complete misconception. Some of the most successful and skilled players at the local ice rinks, high school level, for example, started here. So the players who come here, they do not only work on their skills, they work on being part of a team. Team building is very close to our philosophy here, and they learn how to become a member of this inline hockey community.
So it's a great place to start. I love your passion. I want to go back and look at the fall brochure, look at those classes, look at our website. If people are interested in what we have to offer here for inline hockey, please go to our website, mppd.org, look at the fall brochure, or reach out to Joe here at Central Community Center. Our youngest fans here at the Park District are right here in the Kids Club room. Joining me to talk about the Kids Club program is Early Childhood and Youth Manager Kathy Molnar. Welcome to fall.
Yep, school is here. And here we are in the Kids Club room. Kids Club started about 30 years ago. We started with 10 kids, one site. Now we're at 3 sites with over 200 participants.
We should explain that Kids Club is our before and after school program.
Correct, yes. So we work with District 59, and also we do District 57 with the Kinder Club program as well for AM and afternoon kindergartners.
So that's some of our students who are here now working quietly in the background on an
Correct.
art project.
Yes.
What schools are we at? So there's schools that come here and then we are off-site. Give me a little overview.
We're at Brentwood and Forest View schools where we have the children on site for the before and after school program. We work really well with District 59. And then Robert Frost, John Jay, and Devonshire come here to Recplex. So we do transport them through District 59 as well.
And we're talking this show about fall fanfare and people who are fans of the Park District. Parents involved in these programs are fans of the Park District for many reasons, for the help we give them and then the great programming we provide their children in the off-school hours.
Yes. Yes, we're a great asset to the parents. You know, yes, we're taking care of them while they're at work, but we're offering a wonderful program. You know, we do homework time, we introduce them to new games, and it's a really great socialization to build the characters of the students.
It's amazing. In 30 years, we went from, what, 10 kids, I think, at one school to
Correct.
over 200 now.
Right, right. So definitely there's a need out there, and we're glad that we can work with the community.
Now, if parents don't need before and after school care, the Kids Club programming also provides care during times when school is not in session.
Correct. We call that the off-school specials, and we go on exciting field trips during winter break, spring break, whenever the kids are off of school. So it's a safe alternative for the children being at home.
What's been your favorite part about watching some of these kids grow up and move through the program over the past years?
Yeah, it's awesome because they come back and want to work as a counselor. So either camp counselor or, you know, during the school year, Kids Club counselors. And because they had such a great opportunity, great time, that they're like, hey, I want to work for the Park District now.
It's like giving back.
Correct, yes, yes.
So fans of the Park District become employees of the Park District.
Exactly, exactly. So great.
Well, we can't talk about fall without talking about one of the wonderful traditions we have here at the Park District in the fabulous Fall Fest. It's something that's been going on for years. It focuses on our younger members of our community. Kids come out, multi-generations, for an afternoon of fall splendor at Lions Park. And that's coming up. Why don't you tell me all the things we have planned this year?
Oh, another fun year. Hopefully Mother Nature will cooperate. But if it doesn't, we have enough activities inside. So that's the best thing about it. Weather, if it's bad, then we're always inside. But we have a petting zoo, we have a balloon art, face painting, inflatables, an inflatable maze, entertainment. Jody Jiggle Jam will be there at 12:15, and then Kevin Ferris and the Infinite Possibilities.
Okay, so there's some
he's a local guy that used to be our camp counselor. That
oh my gosh.
He's performing at 1:15. So a lot of fun music. We have a magician that is performing as well, and then the dancers will be coming through. So concessions are available. It's going to be an awesome day.
So it's a wonderful afternoon. Parents just pay for the kids, and they get to accompany them throughout all these things.
Correct.
And people can stay as long or as little as they want.
Correct. Yeah, it runs from 11 a.m. till 3 p.m. So everything's open. You come in. There's going to be plenty of games. I mean, you could do games over. You could do inflatables. So there is no tickets or anything. You just come and pay and enjoy the whole afternoon.
And many kids come in costume, correct?
Correct. Yeah. So this is a kickoff to Halloween. You know, so kids come in costume. We have characters walking around to take pictures. So much photo opportunity.
Wonderful. For more information on the Kids Club program or the upcoming Fabulous Fall Fest, please check the Park District website at mppd.org. And what are you going to dress as this year for Halloween?
Oh, I'm not sure yet. Maybe a princess again.
Still to come.
Yeah.
Fans of the Park District will recognize my next guest, our new Executive Director, Dan Malarczyk. A letter to the community is in our fall brochure on the inside cover, and Dan has also been out and about this summer at various Park District special events, as well as the 4th of July parade. So welcome, Dan, to the Mount Prospect Park District and the Mount Prospect community.
Thank you.
So can you tell us a little bit about your experience in Parks and Recreation?
Sure, absolutely. So I started in Parks and Recreation when I was about 14 years old. And I started as a volunteer coaching youth sports, basketball, baseball to the kids at Lincolnwood Parks and Recreation, where I grew up in Lincolnwood. I continued on my career as a part-timer all the way up until I was in my early 20s. And I was hired as a recreation supervisor, and I programmed all the after-school sports as well as oversaw the parks and facilities in Lincolnwood. Then I got promoted to superintendent of parks and facilities in Lincolnwood. And then the last 5 years I spent with the Park District of Highland Park in the capacity of Director of Facilities and Technology. And now I'm here in Mount Prospect and happy to be here.
Talk to me a little bit about the role of the Executive Director here at the Mount Prospect Park District.
Sure. I think the role of the Executive Director is to be the leader of the Park District and make sure that everything's running properly, as well as to make sure that the Park District is offering all the programs and services to our community.
What makes the Mount Prospect Park District unique?
I think there's lots of unique programs and services that the Mount Prospect Park District offers. We have the Friendship Conservatory, which is unique. We just did a renovation on the golf course, which is unique. But ultimately, I think the community aspect and the love that the community has for the Park District, you can see it as a passionate community, as well as the staff that works for the Park District.
And that's what we've been talking about a lot today is fall fanfare and the Park District fans. And many people love this Park District, love its programs, love its facilities. And we want to sort of pick their brain a little bit and know a little bit more from them. I understand we're going to embark on a community survey this year.
Absolutely. We would love to get into a community survey, ask our community exactly what it is they want. We work for the people, we work for the taxpayers, and it's important to us that we understand what the community wants, both from a program standpoint, our facilities, customer service, and down the road. So it's important for us as an organization to hear from the community before we start our planning and move on into the future.
And it's been a little while since we've done a survey.
Yeah, last time the Mount Prospect Park District did a survey was 2005.
So after the community survey, after we ask the community questions, get their perceptions of the Park District, and we get results, what do we do with that information as far as developing the future plan of the Park District?
Sure. So the survey is the building block to a strategic plan. And once we get the feedback from the survey, we'll then have community focus groups. And from there, we'll start to develop themes, goals, and objectives for the Park District. And this will be a 9-month plan. And basically what we're going to do is we're trying to set the roadmap for the Park District in terms of how we want to move forward based on community input.
You've been around Parks and Recreation a long time. Tell me a story or a memory from your experience that exemplifies the importance of park districts to the community.
Sure. I never really knew what the value of Parks and Recreation was, but I'm going to take you back to a time when I was 16 years old. I was working in the Parks Department. It was a summer job. It was my responsibility that day. We had received a shipment of wood chips right next to a playground.
Okay.
It was my responsibility to put caution tape around the playground and take a shovel and put all the wood chips in and rake it around, and I sweat all day and raked all day, and at the end of the day my supervisor told me to cut down the tape and go home, and so I did that. And later that evening I went back to the park with some family members and saw over 25 kids playing on the equipment and parents laughing and socializing. And it was at that time that I realized that it was my hard work throughout that day was why those parents and kids could enjoy the playground. And so to me, I appreciated the value of what it was I did as an employee at the time.
For fans of the Park District who've gotten to know you here today, who have seen you out and about or read your information in the fall brochure, if they have questions or concerns or they want to reach out to you to talk, how do they go about doing that?
I think whatever way works for the customer, whether they want to pick up the phone and call, or if they want to write an email, or simply come to the facility and give us their feedback. We'd love to hear their feedback. It could be with myself or any one of the staff here at the Mount Prospect Park District. We're happy to listen.
Well, Dan, I want to thank you for joining me here today. I know I speak on behalf of the staff that we are a fan of you. We are happy you have joined our team, and we are all looking forward to the future of the Mount Prospect Park District.
Thank you, and I'm looking forward to this as well.
For many, fall begins a new chapter. So this season, make the commitment and try something new. For more information on the thousands of programs we have here at the Mount Prospect Park District, log on to our website, mppd.org. Sign up for our e-newsletter or watch our Facebook page for more information. For Inside the Park, I'm Cheryl Lufitz.